Okay, someone commented on our video. Dean mentioned complex things restricting supply for homes. Can we get a video on that?
Complex things, follow me.
Okay.
Complex.
Yeah, you said that there are things that are restricting the supply of homes, and it's complex.
Oh, okay. I can only speak for Los Angeles that I am aware of, or Southern California. Like, okay, go try and get a permit to build a house right now, right? It's difficult. I mean, if you buy a piece of land and you, if there's a, to try and build something, the process, as simple as it is not simple. It'll take more than 6 months to get it, in general. And not to mention the fact that once you do get the permits, the inspections are crazy, right? They come in and they inspect something and it doesn't have the code, and the process is laborious. There's no set process.
It takes months just to get a permit.
Exactly. So getting the permit is one thing, right? The process of submitting the permit, and then you go to plan check, and then there's comments, and then you go get your permits back. They give you all these comments. You have to go back to the architect, change all that based on the planning commission or the planning departments, the building and safety department's changes. They redo the plans again. You send it back. And then they come back with another comment. That's 3 iterations. That could take months. And not to mention every time you pay a fee. So it's expensive and it costs a lot of time. Now, why is time a big deal? You go buy, a developer buys this entire chunk of land, whatever, to build. There's carrying cost, right?
You have to pay for the loan.
Well, if there's interest rates or whatever,
land.
most people know, there is carry cost. Even if you own it outright, there's carry cost, time value of money, right? So if it takes all that time, your opportunity cost is gone. So it costs you, time is costing you so much money, not the actual cost.
Does that make the properties more expensive too?
Right, okay, if I was a developer, I budget X number of dollars to build. Time and actual cost cost me more. At the end of the project, it's more expensive. What do I do when I want to sell it?
Charge more.
Get my money back, right?
Right.
And all the while, population's growing and people need places to live, and it causes rents to be driven up in existing buildings.
Right.
Right. So that's one example of it's the planning and permitting and the compliance process with state and local governments.
I have a question about that.
Okay.
Specifically. Okay. So I read people saying like, that stuff's in place so that people don't build like shitty homes that fall apart.
What do you mean?
Like shoddy houses that are cheaply made.
No, they're just permits. Yeah, that's your permitting process. That's Department of Building and Safety, for example.
So if we make that more lax.
No. It's not that you're making it lax. You're not making it lax. It's just you're making it less onerous, right? And okay, so on top of that, there's another thing that goes on. What's that thing you call it? Not in my backyard. NIMBY.
Yeah,
right?
not in my backyard.
So sometimes you want to go do a development. Guess what? You have to have a public hearing. And all it takes some neighbors like, I don't want that kind of house here. I don't want that kind of apartment be in my backyard. Not in my backyard, right? And what happens? Then you have to go in front of the council and appeal.
Yeah.
Right? It's like I sit on the board of a charter school, for example, right? And we built so many properties in the lab. We managed and we had oversight over the development of a bunch of Ks through 12s, building facilities. The number of times that a public hearing and some neighbor in that area raises a ruckus, then you have to go back and try and come back to the hearing again and try and quell it and try and deal with stuff. So this NIMBY whatever thing is a problem, because it's not that when I say it's complex, is there's so many different variables that restrict it, that are making it more expensive, making it take more time. It's not just one thing.
Or what about those stories of people who have had their properties damaged by natural disasters and they're not even allowed to rebuild it the way it was before?
Different. No.
That's crazy
different.
though.
That's different.
That's a permitting issue, right?
No, look, if you had a hillside property and a landslide comes, of course you're not going to allow anybody to build on that again. It might come crashing down again. That's different.
True. Yeah.
That's a safety issue.
Yeah.
Right? That's like the land is no longer usable for its intended use to build a dwelling because it's no longer safe. That's different. But I'm no developer, and you know me. I'm the last guy in the world that wants to go renovate my place or build a new house and go to the city and deal with all the permits and everything.
I would love to buy a fixer-upper. Dean says absolutely not.
No, name me one person that has a fixer-upper or builds an ADU that we know that said it was the best process in the world. I love it. Name me one person.
It's a nightmare.
What is the most common? Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
It's a shit show. It's a nightmare. This is ridiculous.
And this is in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
We're in LA.
So that's the best example of it. It's right here. It is the best example of it. And I finance so much of this type of product. And I hear the problem. I see the problems the client's having. On average, I see, for example, loans have to be extended a year because the project never gets completed on time. Like here, there's another
because
example.
Because of permits.
Like there are situations here where the thing is built and you wait a month for them to come and inspect fire and safety to come and inspect a month. So you sit there, your property's ready, man, but the inspector can't come. So guess what? You gotta wait till he comes.
And it costs you money while you wait.
Of course, everything goes. Time is money, right? And I've had situations I've seen before. The house is completed, everything is ready. It took Edison or PG&E or whatever 3 months to run a line in so it has power. What are you gonna do?
Just gotta wait.
Shit. It's the bureaucracy. That's what it is.
Well, there you have it, guys.